My name is Professor Ellen Chinisarungani. I am the daughter of the late retired Brigadier General Victor Vungani and the daughter of Honorable Anna Vungani. So General Vungani got sick early morning of Monday, and he was taken to KG6 to get some help to just check up on his condition, because he was struggling to breathe. So we thought maybe it's just a minor thing. So when he got to KG6, they put him on a nebulizer, trying to stabilize his breathing. Then they said, let's take him to Parrenyatwa, the private section, to just have a routine checkup to see, to run some tests and some x-rays on his chest. So he was in Parrenyatwa. They ran a lot of tests. And then on Tuesday, he was in Parrenyatwa, on Wednesday until Sunday. On Sunday, when the doctor was coming to check up on him around afternoon, he then advised us that we need to change him to a hospital which can give a ventilator, because his breathing problem had now exacerbated. So we then took him to West End Clinic, where he was admitted around 7 in the evening. And around 8:30 in the evening, the doctor called me and informed me that he was now struggling a lot to breathe on his own. So he needed to be in a hospital where they can give him assistance in breathing with a ventilator. So the hospital which responded quickly, it was Leah Docas, where they said they had a bed in intensive care with a ventilator. So around 10:30 in the evening, we took him with an ambulance to Leah Docas Hospital. Then the doctors there, they started looking after him. I think we were there waiting for their feedback until 3 a.m. Around 3 a.m. the doctor then came and briefed us that they had now stabilized him. Even though he was stable, they told us that the chest infection had severely affected him. So they put him on a ventilator and sedated him so that they can start trying to control his breathing and running some tests to check what was causing the breathing. And also they were saying they wanted to see if there are any other conditions that they work on.
So this is not an isolated case, and this is not a case in which we should joke with. We should be serious. We should be honest with ourselves. We've talked about what happened in the 80s, the Kukurahundi. We have talked about what happened in the 90s, where ZANU-PF was constantly making sure that there was an alternative political organization. We can talk of what happened since the formation of the MDC, how ZANU-PF brutalized the MDC people, killed the MDC people, and in 2008 MDC won. And some of these generals, they participated in making sure that the opposition did not get power. And they continued. So in 2013, they were very instrumental in making sure that ZANU-PF continues with power. In 2018 to 2023, they have been part and parcel of perpetuating ZANU-PF evilness. However, what they forgot is that when looting is happening, people building mansions, people posting money abroad, that money is supposed to be going into the healthcare. And when you get into an accident, when you get into an emergency, and you don't afford to be flown out of Zimbabwe, you will still go to the same hospitals. Thank God there was a Zayoja hospital which was built through tithes which were paid by citizens. And they had to take them to take him to a private hospital, a church hospital. Which one is a referral hospital between that Zayoja hospital, Mbia Docas, and Parrenyatwa? Definitely, Parrenyatwa should be the referral hospital of Zimbabwe. Parrenyatwa is the biggest hospital in the nation. You are referred from the biggest hospital to very, very small and tiny hospitals. It doesn't make sense. At all. Given the level of the people we are talking about, it doesn't make sense. And if ZANU-PF leaders are not humiliated, then it becomes a problem. We have Chutungwiza Hospital. Chutungwiza Hospital was supposed to have the capacity to admit the general. We have Harare Hospital now, Salim Gaga. It was supposed to have the capacity. Marondra Hospital is close by. It was supposed to have the capacity. We have Parenyatwa. Parenyatwa was supposed to have the presidential, hospital department, but it's no longer functional. If it was functional, they could have taken these generals there to be taken care of. We have so many hospitals which are government hospitals which are around Harare. Both of them, they are failing. That is the reason why in Zimbabwe we are seeing people dying painful deaths. It's not because the doctors are incompetent, no. It's because there are no medicines, there is no equipment, the health workers are lowly paid. But that is not an issue of low payments, because these people, they've sacrificed despite low wages. Under difficult circumstances, they've tried their best to make sure that they treated the people of Zimbabwe. But the biggest challenge which we have is that there is no equipment. When there is no equipment, there is no way a doctor will fork out his money to buy equipment for the hospitals. Whilst we have Chivios and everyone else dishing money like confetti, dishing cars. Imagine 20,000 yakapiwa Mkungunugwa yaigona kutenga ventilator 1 or 2. We are being honest right here. So the government can remove VAT. They can buy these things on rebate. They can buy these things duty free, which means it becomes cheaper when the government is buying. Mari dzakapiwa vafana vese vezanu-PF ava vese ava dzaifanira kunge dzakatenga machines. Mari yakabiwa kuzek, we are talking of 800 million rand yakabiwa kuzek. That money could have bought machines for all hospitals, kuti ma-ventilators anga ariko, ma-MRI scans anga ariko. A lot of things would have been bought nemari iyo. But this government is hell-bent on making sure that they continue to loot, they continue to be happy on themselves. We can talk of a lot of people, I've seen a lot of people who are blaming Manesa Akatora video. In as much as you may blame them, they recorded to show you the state of our hospitals in Zimbabwe. It was an SOS, and if you don't respond to that SOS, then you are not reasonable enough even to sit down with other progressive citizens and have a discussion. So this is no longer about political parties. This is a national crisis. Ini ndogona kutopinda tsaona iyo, iwe unogona kutopinda tsaona iyo. Tese tinenge tiri panjada. Our prayer tichibuda mudzimba ndekuti Mwari tibatsire tisapinda patsaona, nekuti tikapinda patsaona tichachema. That is the reason why we are fighting ZANU-PF tooth and nail, because takati tikanyarara tichafa, tikataura tichafa. Saka kusiri kufa ndekupi zvakangofanana, regai tife tichitaura. So when we are dealing with these issues, let us remember that even vanhu vakauraya na Pastor Masai, they will need these hospitals. They will need the equipment one day, because they are not immortal. So one day is one day. But let me tell you one thing, the days are numbered for ZANU-PF.